Hello, I'm Johar with Discover Caledon, and today we are in the beautiful and picturesque village of Alton. Alton is located in the southern part of the Hills of Headwaters, a unique getaway destination less than an hour northwest of Toronto and about 10 minutes south of Orangeville. Beyond the spectacular rural landscape, the region resonates with a proud history and vibrant culture. While you meander through the historic towns and villages, you will discover world-class artisans, championship golf, luxurious spas, exceptional accommodations, award-winning cuisine, unique antique and retail shops. Alton is an organically evolved mill village and was settled in the early 1800s on the banks of the Shaw Creek and was a thriving industrial center. This small village in the northwest corner of Caledon maintains its historic charm and offers plenty to see and eat. Situated in the heart of the village is a well-known landmark, the Alton Mill. It has defined the industrial character and history of the village of Alton since its construction. The Alton Mill is a late 19th century industrial stone complex. The 3.4-hectare site comprises the main two-story stone mill building and a three-story water tower, a brick chimney stack, a stone livery, the remains of the stone wool warehouse, and the adjacent mill pond and dam. The center used to be a woolen mill, and one can view the old machinery in the lower levels of the building. The mill complex represents the longest-running water-powered mill on the Upper Credit River system, remaining in operation until 1982. This national award-winning restoration and conversion of an 1880s stone mill heritage building into an art center is now a jewel in the crown of the GTA's art scene. The Alton Mill provides gallery space for artists on 2 floors and is home to 25 studio artists, galleries, a heritage museum, cafe, and unique shops, while the industrial chic ambiance makes it a perfect venue to host your event. There's also a large area on the 2nd floor overlooking the mill pond. Come, let's go inside and check out some of the art and talk to one of the artists as well.
Hello, Janet. Welcome to Discover Caledon, and thank you for having us at your studio today. It's really a very beautiful and inspiring space.
Thank you. Welcome to the Alton Mills Art Center, Jesse. We're very happy to have all visitors.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the space and how long you've been at Alton Mills?
I've been here for 13 years. I came before the building was finished. It has been finished as a work of love. So the other half wasn't finished, this was. That's the setting I came to, but we have now grown to be much more than that with many more artists as well. I mean, we usually have about 25 artists that are on site in the building. And it's an inspirational place to be. There are, of course, the other artists that add into the overall feeling of the building, and then the restoration of an old building in a country setting that 12 months of the year is a beautiful place to visit. You can come here 4 times a year, 5 times a year. You'll see a completely different place, different art, different artists, and the consistency of art is all you can really be guaranteed with from the visit, but you'll never be disappointed.
Janet, you are an artist based in Caledon, and you paint a lot of art which is from Caledon, and the environments are also from Caledon. Tell us a little bit more about your art.
The majority of my art is actually inspired locally by any place you want to look in Caledon. Many of my individual pieces come from side roads driving by that I have watched for years and become inspired by whatever season they're experiencing. And often my collections that I paint every year will use a specific spot from Caledon that I explore intimately for using a specific emotion and theme that I'm going to paint. The collection that was painted this past year, called Grey Matters, actually used Mountain View Road from beginning to end in parts of Caledon. And it was used because I did travel it up and down during the diagnosis of my mother with dementia. and then later painted the collection to explore that emotion and that journey with both my mother and myself and the road of Caledon. So the pieces are found frequently actually in the fog, and that is because there is a specific part of Mountain View Road that actually is in fog more times of the year than almost anywhere else, simply because you're going up the mountain. And it does give that sort of magical experience to the viewer, and I use that to be able to expand upon the collection itself.
What was your earliest memory of painting and drawing, and how did you come up with your style?
The earliest painting will be kindergarten with big brushes and big art paper that you couldn't get anywhere else, and I remember just being totally influenced even back then on how a big piece of paper could really give me a big emotional discovery. And that's really what it always has been and always will be, which is my own evolution as a person emotionally, and using different art styles that did explore that, from art history, which is the Romantic period, into the Impressionistic period, and with bold colors and landscapes that they loved and their own feelings put into the work. And starting even as a teenager, being able to release an emotion onto a canvas was where I first learned that to express yourself in that way is a great release, and a lot of people will connect to that same release that I have had.
That's really wonderful. Janet, when did you realize you wanted to be an artist?
Well, realizing to be an artist and having the want to paint are sort of two different questions. And I would say the realization for it was in my teenage years, because they are probably your most tumultuous emotional years. And I found in those years the ability to be able to release an emotion onto a canvas was a wonderful outlet. And it wasn't one that would be judged or one that could be needed to be explained in any other way. And that is really what's carried me throughout my entire life of painting. It is about being able to use the canvas as an expression of an emotion that I have, and using that to tell a story that someone else will also feel something about. It doesn't have to be what I feel about it, but that they will also find something, some emotion that they can explore by what I have managed to put onto a canvas.
Tell us more about the gray matter theme and collection, please.
Well, the latest collection was about my mother, who was diagnosed with dementia. So the name of the collection is called Gray Matter. So it's the brain, and that's how collections are actually sort of ignited, is by me coming up with something like that name. And having something that's happening in my life at that point that I need to work my way through, and using a canvas and paint to be able to do it. And at the same time, tell a story, and in this case, one I hope is uplifting, because even though Mom has dementia, she is still essentially the person she ever was. The essence of her is there, and the collection is about painting disappearing details, soft light, but the proof that even though details disappear, the essence of something can still be there and be just as beautiful as it was before any of that happened.
The perfect place to start or end your hike. With a trail that meanders through the Alton Mill property, you can enjoy spectacular views of the rolling Caledon Hills. Even skating on the pond in the winter is a joy. Come explore your creative side or fine-tune your skills. Take a class or a series of workshops. Whether painting, pottery, or jewelry making, beginner or advanced, there are plenty to choose from. The mill works hard at developing programs and activities of interest to everyone. Exhibits are changed on regular basis, and unique events throughout the year will make you want to come back again and again. Come and experience the Alton Mill Art Center and be inspired.